Hello, everyone, and welcome to what I think is going to be the funniest episode that we've done so far.
Wow, that's a statement.
Well, I feel very, very strongly like I can back it up because there's some really funny stuff that's about to happen.
I cannot wait.
So, welcome to the S Word, hosted by myself, Tash Rebuck, and my wonderful co-host,
Stephanie Melodia.
We're going to be talking about the dirtiest word in business, sales. And we're going to talk about the dirtiest thing you can do in sales, which is to send incredibly shit outreach.
We are going to have so much fun here reviewing, commenting, constructively critiquing others' outreach that we have received. Now, some of them are amazing. They're amazing for very different reasons. We don't know what each other has gathered here. So we are looking through this shared folder of screenshots of specific emails, DMs that have caught our attention for one reason or another. So as usual, this is for your entertainment, but also we hope you learn from us. You learn something here from us today as well. So let's dive in. Whether you're an SDR, a BDE,
a commercial director, or a chief revenue officer,
this is the show for you.
The dirty word in business.
And yet, the lifeblood for any business.
It's the S word.
Sales.
This show puts the fun back in sales, where myself, Tash Rebuck, and my co-host,
Steph Melodia,
deep dive into outreach strategies,
review effective sales tactics,
and even cold call live on air.
Learn from us or laugh at us.
That's what we're here for.
Now, sit back and relax as we talk about what no one else wants to.
Welcome to the S word.
All right, what's this first one? I think this is one of yours, Tash.
It is. I titled it Nonsense. And I think we'll all work out why. I would like to read this out as a spoken word poem because this outreach was a spoken word poem.
We are starting off strong, gang.
Had you him humoured, jointure ask expenses learning. That's the subject line. £10 if you can tell me what that means. The full body. Far end not horses remain, sister. As in merry at forth least ye stood. Our melancholy appearance stimulated, occasional entreaties end. You one delay nor begin our folly abode. Imprudence, insensible, be literature, unsatiable do. West none hope if sing, O sent tell is. Discourse otherwise, disposing, as if of strangers forfeited, deficient. Breakfast met certainty, and fulfilled, propriety led. Why did they send me that?
What the hell was that?
Why did they send that to me?
Can you tell we come from a performing arts background, by the way? This is
Really
a fully
enjoyable.
Theatrically trained performer right here, if you couldn't already tell.
And that was just reading it for the first time. Like, I saw the first few lines and
Obviously,
I was like, okay, this is a good one.
Profesh, of course. Don't need various rehearsals. What the hell is this gobbledygook?
Exactly.
What the hell is this?
This one is like, there's no feedback to give because I truly think what happened is they thought an AI system could build an outreach for them, and they probably said, create a poem. I'm going to guess it's about expenses because that's the only business word that was used. And they do at one point say proprietary. So I'm assuming
Dead giveaway.
But basically, this is more just a funny way to start and be like, do maybe check what you send and read it first.
Maybe don't send gobbledygook in
Yeah.
your outreach. That's what we're all about here is giving some upfront value straight away, some pearls of wisdom here, and you're welcome.
Yeah.
This is insane in the membrane. I mean, I'm looking at it written and it is just pure gobbledygook. We are going to do we're going to do a few other separate episodes that, of course, we're going to deep dive on AI. We're going to bring in an expert to talk about how to do this properly, how to set automations, leverage the biggest buzzword of 2025, of course, AI. But we're also going to do a separate one as well, which is kind of the anti-AI, the traditional methods, doing the things that don't scale. Like now in a day and age where we've all got automations and all these cool tech tools to create all these efficiencies, are they always effective? And when you
No.
get gobbledygook like this. This is also identified as spam, by the way, clearly.
Oh,
Clearly.
100%. Yeah, straight into the spam.
Funny.
All right, what have we got
All
next?
right. This one is fantastic. So we are gear changing this here from an awful one to a brilliant one. This is fantastic. This impressed me so much that I shared a bit about it on my Instagram, and everyone, like, I don't think my stories have had that much engagement. Everyone was like, what? This is brilliant. So
I know
you
which
know
this
that
is
it
so
is.
good.
So I've bigged this up enough. Let me read it. Okay, first of all, just for the sake of completeness, the subject line isn't great. So I'd love to get your critiques on it, right? So the subject line is, your podcast has great potential, big fan.
Oh, okay. So it sounds a bit, and this sounds awful, but broken English.
Yeah.
Which is unideal because people are horrible and they often don't read emails if they think they're not sent by someone who's English. It's an awful reality, but it is the reality. So you've got to be careful with that. It's also very long. And it, wait, so what was the start part of it? Your podcast has great potential. Yeah, that would insult me. I'd be like, okay. You don't think I'm reaching my full potential? So I just think it's always important to lead with positivity.
It gets a lot better from here.
Yeah.
The subject line is really the only thing that needs work. It's also like it's not clear or specific enough. It's a bit too vague, but anyway, it does get better from here. So basically, so separate to this email, I received a PayPal notification that someone had sent me money. I didn't recognize who the sender was, and unless I've been doing it in my sleep, I haven't been posting pictures of my feet on OnlyFans.
I have. Yours.
Oh, that's why. Okay, that's the opposite. So I'm getting all these anonymous PayPal receipts. Well, if that were true, I should be getting a lot more than 2 cents
This
for
is true, actually.
my
yeah.
tiny feeties, because I feel like there'd be a niche in that. I have very
I
small
don't. I
feet.
don't think we want to get further into this.
Let's rewind.
I know the last thing you want right now while you are thoroughly enjoying our episode is to hear some sort of shout out or ad, but guess what? That's the only way we're able to keep being here and helping you learn about sales. So while you're sitting there going, how annoying of them to interrupt me, just hit that subscribe button. Just like and follow. It helps us so much. It makes a massive difference and it means we can keep doing this. So take that second to subscribe, like, follow, and we can get back on the show.
All right, let's get away from feet on OnlyFans. So, received this PayPal notification that I had been sent literally 2 cents. And the follow-up was...
That's the thing. It actually almost doesn't matter what the email said, because the whole point of doing outreach is to be noticed and have someone read the email, because the biggest issue is that people just don't read outreach. They just ignore it. They delete it. It could literally be exactly what they need in that exact moment, but because it's not engaging, people don't care. But because he sent you the money, no matter what, you were going to read that email, right? Like, it almost feels rude not to. He's paid you 2 cents.
Yeah. So the better things for me to actually read it, because so the email is great, but it's pretty long and it's kind of your classic, like, it's going into quite a bit of detail. The thing to read out is the note that accompanies the PayPal transaction. So this is also where it's just super clever, because not only have you actually paid me some money, but your email is now in the body of the PayPal transaction. This is like genius. This is so good. Like, no, I don't think I've ever received anything like this before. Have you ever seen anything like this?
I've heard of it being done before,
Okay.
but I don't ever think I've seen anyone get it. And it did kind of make me go, ooh, I could try that.
Right,
yeah.
same.
Like, you know what? I might actually give it a go.
Same.
Yeah.
It's a lot rarer than it should be. because I
Okay,
think-
challenge. Let's both go do it.
Yes.
And
Report
let's come back before next week. Let's do it.
Love it.
And let's see if it's worked.
Love it. I've got very cold, sweaty hands, but we can handshake on.
Oh, thank you.
They're
Oh,
very
good
cold.
Lord. I was warned, but I felt like
Sorry.
not warned enough.
Cold hands, warm heart. They're very cold. So let me read out the little note that accompanies this. Okay, first of all, hola, Stephanie, which is good because I speak Spanish. So you talk a lot about personalization, the importance of it. This is already, okay, yeah, my name. But saying hola That's already like tiny detail I appreciate.
Mega.
I would like to appreciate your efforts in putting out valuable content consistently on your YouTube channel, which I discovered recently and caught my eye. I have vast experience working with creators. I help them end to end with their YouTube content. Here are my 2 cents. If you have any plans to make your viewers stop at your videos like this message stopped you, let's connect. I also emailed you from this Gmail account. Do you have 13 minutes to discuss the full details? If not, just reply stop to my email and I'll take you off my list. Cheers.
It's such a good outreach.
Isn't it brilliant?
It's really good. He compliments you first, which is so important. He personalizes it even further because you have been running your podcast for such a long time. And funnily enough, and he doesn't even know it, but he found your USP. So I do this thing a lot, but I don't think that unique selling points are actually what you think your business is really good about. It's what the individual you're selling to thinks is really good.
Yeah.
One thing you often talk about is you're really consistent. That's what you do. You will get shit done and you will do it on time and you'll do it for as long as it needs to happen. And that's hugely important. And without even knowing, he said that to you.
Into that. Yeah. We have to talk about, before we move on, because I know we spent a lot of time on this one, but it is brilliant. The 13 minutes.
Yeah, that's the only part I don't love.
Don't you?
Yeah, I'm going to feel rushed.
I do.
I don't think you can pitch me properly in 13 minutes. You can't learn enough about me to offer the right solution.
Yeah.
Why do you like it?
And this is where it is really interesting, where we've got different, as much as we want to share our advice and rules and everything, like everyone is different at the end of the day. The reason why I love it is, number one, big fan of efficiency. I'm just like, I don't even need a 13-minute call. Like we can just... Honestly, like we can bounce around a couple of emails and like sort this out. I'm hyper efficient. I'm pretty obsessed with it. Look, there's a time and a place where you do need to nurture relationships and you're not against the clock. I totally get that. But for something like this, the other thing is it's the specificity that really got my attention with it. It's the fact that it's not just, can I grab 2 minutes or 10? It's like very specific, which I feel like is also a bit of a psychological, like, I don't know. It's another sort of pattern interrupt, like 13.
It's true.
I don't know. There's something about it.
Yeah. And then I think that actually the biggest lesson that comes out of it is that it doesn't matter how good your outreach is.
Yeah.
The big thing is just getting a response. Your outreach doesn't get you a deal because you didn't work with him. But it was still really good outreach.
Well, if you don't mind me sort of continuing a little bit on the story, now this is where we've had the most brilliant, like, initial outreach. This is where we've got a whole separate deep dive episode on the art of the follow-up, because I did respond. I was intrigued. I was interested. He didn't bloody answer. And then I found myself chasing, which is just like, you just need to see Tash's reaction to like, that is so wrong.
It's so bad.
That's like one of the worst sins in sales, isn't it? Like if your lead is biting and then they're the ones chasing you.
I've had it recently twice where I've told someone I wanted to buy from someone and they've taken too long to get back to me on it and I've gone, nah, I don't care.
Such a red flag.
Yeah.
So this is where it's like, started off so well.
You got to follow up. This is when we'll talk about marketing and sales working together because, you can do all the lead gen you want, but if you don't do something with it, you're done. So this example, it was just the funniest thing. I got 5 emails in a row from different companies who obviously must have been using the same tool and system. And maybe some of them were the same, but every single one of them just started with, hello. And as I read it, I just heard Adele's voice each time. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, it's me.
If you don't know the person's name, don't reach out to them. Don't do it. Don't bother. And if you're not even going to put that command in to put their name in as an automation, don't bother. And if your tool can't do it, don't use that tool.
Can I you just answered my question. I was going to very embarrassingly, very ashamedly admit to a tool that I've used that messed up on the personalization with just the first name, which was so embarrassing because once those messages have gone out, it's not as if you're there like live on Gmail, undo, send. these messages went out with hi first name. So embarrassing. So I'm so mortified. And so what I did was, as a really quick fix, like I tried looking at like, why the fuck has this happened? I was so annoyed, and like this tool, I'm like just so annoyed with the whole thing. And I started going down this like annoying rabbit of like making sure this never happens, because it's like, obviously I've got my spreadsheet, all the data's in there, like I can't figure out why this tech has let me down. And it just took too bloody long getting into like the weeds with like, why has this error happened? That with all of the next campaigns and messages going out, I just removed the first name, because I didn't want to risk it saying hi first name. To your point here, so if you don't even have the person's first, and we talk about personalization, like first name is not even personalization, it's super basic. But your advice then would be,
just don't do it.
To use another tool.
Yeah, or just do it yourself.
Yeah,
because you're going to get no response.
Well. Yeah, exactly.
Mind you, I say all of this. So I don't so much anymore, but I will on occasion use a LinkedIn automation tool to reach out to people. And when I was testing out different ones, I used one person's tool that they'd created. And one day it malfunctioned, and instead of putting in first name, it put in the number of connections people had. So I was sending messages out being like, hi 37. Hi 500 plus. But do you know what the most
like prisoner number?
Literally. But do you know what the most infuriating thing was? Someone booked a meeting from that message. They were like, hi Tash, yeah, let's have it. And I was like, what?
So funny.
So with all of this, sometimes it's just about quantity. Because they were just getting spammed, and one person was like, yeah, right, sounds good.
This is where I thought you were going with that, because I was like, do you know what? Like, I have had some responses.
Yeah.
And it's like, we've got all these golden rules and these principles, and absolutely, like, follow the best practice. But, like, sometimes, you know, you just can get lucky. You can just hit the right message, the right person at the right time. You don't want to be banking on that. You don't want to be holding breath that is the situation. But that is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, so funny. All right, what's the next one?
Oh.
So I read that immediately. I've already seen it and read it.
So this was just my response to someone, because I had deleted because I didn't want to, because I made a post about it because I thought it was so funny. But basically, this guy had come onto my LinkedIn profile, had written a personal message. So he'd taken the time, and it read, hi Tash, my name is Billy. I specialise in working with ambitious male founders who want to take advantage of their strength and testosterone to push themselves harder in business. And I was like, well, literally what I just responded, Billy, I am a woman. Like, what?
So funny.
So that's just, again, to add on, if you are going to personalise, maybe get it right.
Do it right.
Yeah, do it right.
That is funny.
Sorry, this is another one of mine.
Yeah,
but this is another thing about just being incredibly generic.
So lazy.
Yeah.
So lazy.
Like, this is ridiculous. It just says, dear sir / madam, Rebuck. And then, actually, and what's interesting about this one thing I really hate is a filler sentence.
Yeah.
Don't say, I hope you're well, I hope you're having a nice week. No, you don't. Just get to it so I can understand. Yeah. If you can just delete that sentence, just delete it.
I am 100% with you, and it tracks with my love of efficiency. The but that comes to mind here, and this is only because I've been doing business in other parts of the world, is the cultural thing. So obviously this is a little bit more kind of, this is obviously westernized. We're here in London. This is UK. I think the US has that dialed up, right? The US is just like even more so just like, what do you want? How can you help me? How can we work together? Which again, I'm also a fan of. But I think like I definitely realize like with some cultural sensitivities, like there are certain parts of the world where they do, like I'm referring to like the Middle East in particular, right? Where like you do need to build that relationship. You do need to do that sort of slow burner. So there's a time and a place.
There's a time and a place.
This one is lazy. All right, what's next? Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, it's just me again.
Got all of mine afterwards.
So this was a LinkedIn message. So top tip, never send in-mails on LinkedIn.
No, you hate it.
It's so easy to ignore. You just click decline. I don't even have to read your message. And guess what? I won't. But I especially won't if you send a message like this, where I actually don't understand what you're talking about. This whole message, when I read it, I was like, This means nothing to me. Fast win LP72H website 5D web app more or less 10D 15% off until August 31st. 15% off what? What is that?
Do you know what? Hearing it being read out in your voice, which makes it even funnier.
Honestly, it made me think that I was so stupid. Like at some point in there, they're like fixed price, no retainer. For what?
Makes no sense.
It makes no
See if
sense.
I can understand this. So, drive more leads. LP. So just because marketing. So LP means landing page.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my God, this is
which
amazing. You're
again-
translating it for
I'm
me.
translating,
Okay,
which
great.
like you're not expected to know. Or cut ops workload, web app, mobile. So I guess like if you're developing an app, cutting the workload, and then fixed price LP72H. What currency is that?
I think that's 72 hours. And then I think they're saying website 5 days. Web app less than 10 days.
LP limited price. But do you know what? I'm only taking the time to try and figure out what it is because I'm here talking about it with you.
Oh, 100%.
If I just received this like you did as well, but what is this?
I thought it was spam.
You're just scanning through it as well. It does look like spam.
Yeah. So obviously, if you're selling something that's complicated, don't make it incredibly confusing. People don't buy when they're confused. They certainly don't respond to cold outreach if they're confused either. And if you use, actually, honestly, if you use numbers other than a very clear date, like 2025 or 2026, if this is released in January,
Yeah.
you actually get picked up by spam filters anyway by using too many
Interesting.
numbers.
On that note, one of my podcast sponsorship outreach campaigns has a bunch of numbers in the subject line because I took just again an experiment to be like hard hitting, impact, like stats, very masculine in that sort of sense as well. And basically I wanted to hit them with
Steph, I am a woman.
where are your testicles? I can feel the testosterone from here. But I put out, because I was very much, in that frame of mind of like ROI, marketing effectiveness, like sponsor the podcast. So can't remember all the stats also, but basically you obviously kind of picked and choose the best stats from a case study. Or for example, like episode completion rates like 72%. But basically it is kind of a string of stats to be like, do you want these sort of results?
How is your deliverability?
I need to double check.
Now
you've said that, we need to double check.
Yeah, I'd go double check
Yeah,
it.
because picking up on spam filters is
Go to, and we're going to blank it out because we should call them to sponsor us. But if you go to as in like a meteor from the space.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It
Because I was
has,
thinking meaty.
yeah, it has a spam checker where you can put your email into, and it marks what is flagged. And it's really good at improving deliverability.
Amazing. I would definitely check that.
Please do.
Because that's the other thing as well, right? Like all the effort and like all these kind of best principles that you're hopefully like learning from us. If the end you get like, you don't get past like the spam filter and then you're like not even seen. Yeah. You've just failed at the first hurdle, haven't you?
Exactly.
Okay. Another kind of gobbledygook one. Okay, this is one of mine. Dash's reaction is everything.
Tell me why you think this is great outreach.
This one, just like myself, is very short and sweet. All it is the subject line, which is, any thoughts?
Sorry, but it's the no capitalization.
I know you have a thing with that. That again is that's again where I disagree. I don't mind it. I don't know. That's just a personal preference. I don't mind it. And if anything, I'm actually leaning more into. I know I'm sorry, it's gonna make your skin crawl, and it would have made previous Steph like just vomit. But now in the age of AI, I'm leaning more into not being grammatically perfect. So like now as well, like especially if I'm leaving like a LinkedIn comment and there's a quick typo, I'll just leave it.
I mean, that's fine. No, I mean, that's fine. But it's if you're doing outreach and you're sloppy, that I don't like. Because I think that when you're in a sales cycle, and a LinkedIn comment is not being in a sales cycle, well, depending on what it is, your outreach is a reflection of the work you provide. So if you're misspelling things and if you're not capitalizing correctly, if you're not making an effort, for me, That's what you're going to give me.
Yeah. That makes total sense.
That's
so is
what that is.
that the thing? It's funny is that you say that, because is that the thing that offends you the most about this? Because that definitely isn't for me. For me, it's the generic laziness. Again, it's what, like, clearly, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's also like what you talked about before around any questions. The worst thing you can end a pitch on, right? It's that same, just like, so it's just so lazy. Any thoughts? Yeah, actually, I have. This is a really crappy outreach. Do you know what I mean? Yes. Any thoughts? Yeah. What am I going to have for dinner tonight?
Yeah, exactly. And
so lazy.
You know it's cold outreach.
Yeah,
like we know what are the generic titles, like quick question or do you have some time?
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
Yeah.
We know that's cold outreach, so we don't open anymore.
It's just so cliche. And it's exactly like the whole in-mail thing. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
It's so obviously cold. It's just lazy. Okay. That one we talked about. Okay, this is another one of my ones. Okay. So the subject line, just listen to Stephen Bartlett's episode and I have a quick question. Let's start with the subject line first, though. I'm a bit confused. I think that they've purposely put like a famous person's name in the subject line to like pique curiosity and intrigue and be like, what about Stephen Bartlett? I don't know which episode they're referring to. So I guess like, is that the strategy to get me curious and want to click in and...
No, this was created by AI. It has picked up that you did an interview with someone who talked about Stephen Bartlett because it was in the title. They've taken that name, they've used it because it's a big name, and they've gotten it wrong.
That's exactly it. So as we go in and we read the email, hi,
Can
Stephanie.
I just say, though,
sure.
if they had got someone else's name, that was a fan. That's why I went, at first I went, oh, because I was like, that's good. That's a good subject line.
Okay.
Because it's legit, right?
Okay.
And then I went, you've never interviewed Stephen Bartlett? Like, you haven't spoken to him? You've kind of done the opposite.
Yeah.
And so immediately then I was like, oh no, it's bad. And again, it's quality. It's a mistake.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Well, interesting you thought it was good aside from that. So let's go into the email. Hi, Stephanie. I know you don't know me. Brackets, don't worry. I'm not a stalker anymore. So first of all, I'm going to comment this bit here. Yeah, I kind of like it.
Oh, I like that.
Okay, good. All right. Like, I like it. I feel like it's different. There's some personality. I feel like you've kind of taken a risk there with the, like, I'm here for it. So like, cool. You're also, you're not doing the filler line. There's no hope you're doing well. You get straight to it. You're also really upfront with the fact, like, you don't know me, which again is another kind of cold call tactic, isn't it? Like, super upfront. You don't know me. This is cold call. So, okay. Yeah. Appreciate the honesty. But I just finished listening to your podcast, specifically the episode you did with Stephen Bartlett, which, like, I won't say your name, but if you're manifesting it out there, then thank you. I would love to do an episode with Stephen Bartlett. I have a lot of questions for him.
Got a lot of questions for that man.
He's got to do some answering. I gotta say, I loved it.
It's your best episode ever, actually.
I love it's all in like capitals. Fucking loved it. Yeah. Like, the other thing is, like, imagine if you were doing this, like, for real. Like, imagine it, whether it was a networking event or meeting or I'd be like, Tash, love that episode. Mr. Rebuck, love the episode that you did with Stephen Bartlett. Just be like, what are you on about?
Yeah, you'd think it was truly unhinged.
Yeah,
it makes me, like, irrationally angry, this kind of thing.
So funny. Oh,
especially since so far this is actually such a good email.
That's the worst part about it. The worst part is, like, the ones we started off with, they were just pure gobbledygook. So you're just like, okay, whatever. But you're like, oh, you're so close. There is some goodness in here.
But this, and look, neither of us are AI experts, but this is the issue with AI because it hallucinates.
Yeah.
So what they did is say, scrape all the people doing podcasts, grab their episodes and write something about what it would have been about. The AI will have hallucinated that this is what we talked about.
100%. And what annoys me more is how clever they probably thought that they were being while they were doing it. Where they were like, oh, AI, and we're getting on this bandwagon, and like, oh, look at us, like, doing all the right things and then making these silly mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, gotta say, loved it. I especially liked it when you guys talked about how limiting your work week hours actually makes you focus on the most important stuff. We did talk about that. It made me realize, Americanism, that if I tried the 25-hour work week, I would have to stop taking 5-minute breaks that somehow turn into 45 minutes. To be completely honest, I read that for the very first time reading this out now. Like, I didn't even read that when I got the I'm sorry to say. That was like, it's showing up on my screen as like 2 full lines. I'm not going to read it. As I said,
it's too long of an email.
It's
That's
way
for
too
sure.
long.
It's way too long. It should be ending in the next sentence.
Definitely.
But it is not even at the middle.
As I said, really love the show, and I should know I help experts book podcast spots to help share their amazing stories that listeners love. In fact, talking about that, this bit is good. I like this. Pitch alert, pitch alert.
Oh, no, but I love it.
Yeah, me too.
I really love it.
I do. I appreciate it. Are you ever on the lookout for new and interesting guests on your show? I know. You probably get this all the time. I only ask because after listening to the show you did with Stephen Bartlett, it made me think of this guy.
I had no idea what they were trying to sell to
Where we
up
were
until
going
this
with
moment.
it. Yeah. So that also, I guess, like, good or bad, because like if you haven't opened up the email, obviously depending on your email provider, you'll get like the snippet at first. So obviously they're taking that strategy of like, let's just create that curiosity, that intrigue, get them to open, then get them to read more than halfway down the email to see what it is that I'm even asking for. Or do you take a view of actually just get to the point?
100% it's get to the point.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is a male name. I thought it was a woman, just the way it was
too.
written. Isn't that interesting?
But wait, are you sure it's a guy?
Well, that is a male's name.
Is it?
I think so. Well, we'll have to Google it afterwards.
Doesn't matter one way or another.
But if it had been half the length of what it is, you would have already known. What annoys me is that when people take a really long time to get to it, if it's not something I'm interested in, I'm like, I've invested so much time in this. And people will know if they ever reach out to me on LinkedIn, if you send me a message being like, oh, hey, Tash, nice to connect, blah, 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 I'll always be like, yeah, really nice to connect. Have a great day. Because I like to be nice. And then if you respond to me being like, how's it going? Working on anything exciting? Blah, blah, blah. I will always go.
Don't have time for this chit chat.
Don't want to be rude. Happy to have a chat if you're up for it at some point. However, is there something that you specifically would like to talk about? Because I just don't have time. And for me as a salesperson, I appreciate when people are like that as well, because it's like, let me just give you my pitch. You're being responsive. You're going to consider it and you're just going to tell me yes or no. It's all I want in life is an answer. But this has taken so long, and then I've worked out what it is right at the end, and then knowing you and the quality of the people that are on your other podcast, like Stephen Bartlett, like literally I walk into the room today and Steph's like, yeah, that's like the richest man in England. I was like,
that episode is coming out soon.
I know, though you're very, very nice and you probably wouldn't say it publicly, I'll say it for you. By the time you've now gotten to the end of that and you've seen what it is, it's a financial planner. Like, focused in retirees.
So irrelevant. I hadn't even read that. I literally hadn't even read it.
Coming on your podcast.
So irrelevant.
Which also shows it's not really been researched
properly
so much.
Yeah.
And so, would you like a recommendation on how I would reach out to you if I wanted to get one of my speakers on your show?
Love it.
Yeah.
Hit me.
So, I'd do something quite similar, but I would listen and find someone who I think resonated to a similar audience of the person I wanted you to speak to. And I'd use that. I'd say, just listen to so-and-so's podcast. Wanted a quick question. Nice. And then again, I'd be like, I listened to it. It was fantastic. I'd start there. I'd be like, I really loved this thing that you talked about. And it made me realize, and I'm sorry, I am going to pitch to you. So in the second sentence here, I've got so-and-so. I think they'd be an amazing fit because of X, Y, Z. I can see how it could resonate with this episode or that episode. And I think that, this is their audience and they would bring it to you. Blah, blah, blah.
Love it. Love it.
And then you'd kind of be interested.
Yeah.
But who is this bloke?
So me building on that, because what's actually really interesting is there was this whole conversation in a WhatsApp group that I'm in of public speakers, and this came up with the whole like pitching for podcasts either for yourself as a guest or if you have a podcast. Obviously everyone's got a podcast these days, so it came up as this huge conversation. So I think it's I'm really happy that it's like come out now here. I'm in a rare position where I can comment on this as the decision maker. Yeah. And for me, I think that was obviously 10 billion times better than that outreach. So that sounded fantastic. Building on that, taking some advice that you give is what's in it for me. Yeah. So what you've shared there are some pearls of wisdom on actual personalization, actually taking the time. You know my show, you know my audience, you've had to listen to an episode and you've tailored it properly. And whether or not you've used AI to kind of augment or help that, the thing is, like, people see through it, right? So as long as you're getting it right, as long as you're being accurate, fine. The what's in it for me is, you're quite right in saying I take pride in the caliber of my guests. I am not doing this just for the love of it. I'm doing this to grow the show, for the sponsorships, for the public speaking opportunities, etc., etc. And so this again is a note, because I do receive so many.
I can imagine.
Can you imagine, like, the amount of like pitches I get for guests on the show? And they don't ever do that. They don't ever talk about, how is this directly going to benefit me?
Yeah.
And I'm not being mean or transactional or whatever, but this is like, you can apply it whether you're pitching to be a podcast guest or whatever it is that you're selling. Is you need to talk about, is this going to significantly impact the growth of my show? Is the guest willing to, are they going to be sharing it on all their social platforms to increase the listenership? I care about, any podcaster cares about downloads. Is this going to help me boost my downloads? Is this, I don't know, like, do they have like 20,000 followers on LinkedIn, for example? That's what is always missing from all these emails.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
there you go. A bit of free advice for you, man and or woman. Okay.
Whose is this? This is yours.
This is one of mine. I think that every single person gets this kind of email constantly, and that means that people keep sending it, and it blows my mind. First, how do you feel about that subject line?
I'm in two minds about it. I don't know. I'm 50-50. I'm liking, like, straight off the bat, I can tell that this is cold outreach. Yeah. So already I'm kind of like, okay, this is like, it sounds okay, fine. It is what it is. I, again, appreciate the efficiency, but I think this has gone into overdrive. I feel like now it's like, I don't know. It's just like, yes, no, are we going? It's like, okay, I feel like you're not really trying hard enough.
Yeah. That's the big thing for me. Is just saying reply with yes or no.
Don't really
or
care.
Third option, I fucking don't. And I just delete your message, which is what I
right,
did.
Right.
Like, and again, it's really interesting because a lot of ones I'm showing are in my spam.
Yeah.
Because if you do this kind of thing, you will go into spam.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's just no point being lazy anymore.
Yeah.
Because even if you're lazy and you spend a day a month doing outreach, let's say, you just do the absolute least that you can. If you do it badly, you may as well have just not spent that day doing it. Like, just don't bother.
Yeah.
Because also, the people who do respond to this usually aren't the best buyers either. They're people who want to have a conversation, or who don't really know what is the right choice or where they should go, or don't have budgets.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the people who have big budgets and know what they're buying.
That's a really good point, because it's, what are you attracting with that quality?
Yeah.
If you're putting in that effort, are you also getting like high quality leads? Let me ask you a quick question then. So that was a really great framing with, like, if you've got bare minimum, so you may do this as your day job, but if you are a founder or you're wearing different hats and you don't have time for everything. So let's say if you can carve out a day a month for cold outreach, how would you kind of split? Like, would you rather sort of put in like hours on sending out, like, let's say 10 emails in a day, but they are hyper personalized, lots of effort, versus, let's say, try and target 100 that have got just like a basic level of personalization?
It depends how big your market is. If your market is huge, you might as well go for quantity and work on what works and look at the data and be like, okay, well, this personalization does it more, blah, blah, blah. But if you're a super busy founder that is relatively picky about who you work with, best thing you can do, every day of the week, you have to reach out to 5 new people. That's it. And you should build a sequence where the first is super, super personalized, whether it's a voice note or a video or a message that you write. But then the follow-up is automated. That's fine, as long as you make the first effort properly. And also because then you kind of know which automation sequence to put people in, because you've taken the time to work out what they want or might want. And yeah, I think that is the big thing for me, is just if you do it 5 people a day, it should take you less than an hour a day. That's it.
It's doable.
And you could easily get one really good meeting a week from that. Yeah. And if your conversion rate is 50, 60%, which hopefully it is if you're a business owner and you're busy, then you're getting 1 or 2 new clients a month, spending a day of your time a month.
That's a great ROI. Practically converting your strategy of hyper-personalized first touch point, and then even if the rest need to go into an automation, the way I overcame that about a year ago with one of my kind of sequences was because I struggled with like, how do you do both? Because then, especially because a lot of them, like, you need to be the new, and it's kind of accepting the request, especially with LinkedIn, right? It's accepting the request, which is the trigger point. Yeah. And so the way I overcame it was to bake in, this is what I just love these specific like tips and tricks because they really help me, is to basically bake in a delay. So what I used to do was, let's say, like 7 to 10 days from the acceptance to give me a window, because I'm not as on the ball as you are, like checking who's actually accepted. So it's almost a bit like when I get back to it, to then give me that kind of window to send them a voice note.
That's clever.
And then it's like because I needed to figure out, okay, practically, how do I try and get those two?
That's a really clever idea.
That being said, on the voice notes, because the voice notes on LinkedIn have been crazy effective, like the response rate, I've never ever had anything like it.
You've got to open the message to listen to it.
Yeah. But what's funny is what I typically say in the voice note is like, hey, kind of want to send you, voice note here. This is a real person. Like, this is not a bot. This isn't just an AI thing. I kind of call it out. But then, of course, AI is increasing at such a rapid rate. There is, of course, now at least one tool I've come across that clones your voice and uses AI to do the personalized voice notes in the automation sequence. Yeah. And I have had my voice stolen by AI because of the show. There's so much. I mean, you only need like, it's so crazy the little of someone's voice that you need to clone it. It's like seconds. Like you barely need anything of someone's voice. And obviously I've got hours and hours and hours, both have, right, of like my voice out. This is super easy to copy, my intonations, my pronunciations, and all the rest of it. But still, again, like I'm not being a Luddite here, but I'm just, for me, it's not even like personal brand or reputation. For me, it's like it's a definite step too far when it's my own voice.
Oh, 100%.
I want anyone to know that what they're hearing right now, whether it's on a podcast or a voice note that you get from me, it's me.
Yeah, I get that.
And I'm not being like super purist about it. And I'm not even completely sure like why I feel super precious about it. But
I think a big thing is that it's an absolute violation if you've not given permission for someone to take your voice.
That's a separate thing.
Okay, right. I thought you were talking about that, and I was like, no, you're allowed to be upset about that.
That's a whole lawsuit. There's a whole legal case on that one.
Oh my God, okay, dinner. We'll have dinner, we'll chat about it.
No, I mean on the BD, like even if I were, again, and this is where it does contradict what I was saying before about being such a fan of efficiency, because this is where I'm like, well, like if I can scale up and leverage these tech tools, but for me, it takes years to build trust and seconds to break it. Yeah. And if somebody can't trust that it's my voice, it's like text is one thing, like email, LinkedIn DM, anyone can type that. Yeah. No one even needs to use their fingers to type a keyboard on that anymore. But my voice, I want you to know that it's me.
Yeah, I get that. And I think that also if there was a tool that was good enough, and I mean like infallible, I'd use it. I 100% would. I am not one of those people that's like, don't let AI take over. I think it's so important. But it really just speaks to your point. The moment the trust is broken, you're done. The moment, and it does happen, I'll be having a conversation, usually over message, and then I realise, this is an AI bot talking to me.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
gives it
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. And I'm glad.
And then I'm done. I'll delete that
Yeah.
person. I'm not speaking
It's
to them
broken
anymore.
then, cut
Yeah.
them off. Cut the ties. I'm really glad that you mentioned that, because that was another really important point I did want to touch on, which is it's as we've seen, even with just like, just text, just email messages, the AI is not good enough. It's not good enough. And it has to be, to your point, totally infallible. It has to be 100% perfect. And what's interesting with the perfection in a voice note is, like, I'll still faff up, I'll still or I'll get a bit tongue-tied.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it won't be completely polished and perfect, but it's faffing up perfectly as a human. But it's like on the tube with the AI Tannoy, where the woman now, she says about there being delays because of planned engineering works. Have you heard this?
No.
My partner, we were on the tube the other day, she went planned, and it was like, you're fake. And to your point, it's the uncanny valley. It's whether it's in robotics, you're like, there's something that's just about off enough.
Yeah.
That, to your point on your back and forth, is something, it's like, you're not real.
Yeah.
And I'm not risking it.
Yeah.
I'm not risking it for a biscuit.
Exactly.
All right. So we didn't even set us off on a tangent with just the subject line. We haven't even read the email.
Well, honestly, I think the rest of the email is just incredibly generic. It also, one thing I often talk about is you've got to personalise your outreach. You've got to be persistent. You've got to do a lot, but we won't get into all of that now. But the other thing is making sure it's very relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am a sales consultant. I talk. That's my job. I talk. What tech development that requires Ruby on Rails? I mean, I don't even know what the fuck that is. I know what Python is. I don't know.
Python's a snake.
Yeah, exactly. Don't know Ruby on Rails. She sounds like a good time. But it's not relevant. And that really annoys me.
Yeah.
Because, again, it annoys me not so much that they've reached out to me, more that they've wasted their own time.
Yeah.
You could have sent this email to someone who needs it, and instead you haven't taken the time to filter out people who are never doing tech development. And that is me.
Yeah, love it. Let's do this as the last one. So this one is cold outreach on DM to me. To your earlier points on the hyper-personalization as the first touch point. So I talked a lot about voice notes. In this particular example, it's a video, which is cool, creative. You definitely have more of that cut through as a human. You actually see the person, like, talking and everything. It doesn't look like a real person. It doesn't look like an AI-generated guy here talking. The thing about the video, without playing it, because obviously I want to protect the person's identity, is this person doing the video is not the person on the profile.
Oh.
And they say it. No, but they say it.
Oh, okay.
Interesting, I spilled the tea.
It's like it's a stolen profile.
Wait.
I was shocked.
The plot thickens.
Okay, so it's less
No,
exciting.
They say it. Sorry. It's sorry to not have dramatic spilling the tea here. They say it this is what I'm just kind of describing the video, so I'm not playing it, but they introduce themselves as their assistant. They say, I am so-and-so's assistant. And that annoyed me. So this is where we've got people like giving you a second to process. You to like
Am I not fucking good enough
zoom
for
jump
him?
cut to Tash's face on this one.
I'm sorry. Am I not deserving of his time?
Exactly.
You want something from me? Unbelievable. Anyways.
I'm glad my reaction was not
that
that unwarranted.
annoyed.
So this is, again, it goes back to some of our frustrations here, where it's like, you're almost doing such a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
So I hardly ever get video messages as the first message. I hardly ever get any, whether it's on email, LinkedIn. So you've like, number one, like, cool, you've done something, you've made the effort, you put together this video, it's different, it's creative. But then you tell me that you're not the person on the profile, that you are their assistant.
Yeah.
Like, why bother?
You
Completely.
immediately.
It's exactly that. It's that sense of, this guy is way too important. But also, however personalized this is, like, you could do it. Just you set aside the time.
Yeah.
So didn't like that. Didn't even respond to it. They've then followed up. Oh, we can't see the other dates on here. we need to also review the follow-up. Hey, Stephanie, is the above cool with you?
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. And do you know how many days they left between following up?
No, so I can double check because it's
not
cut off
super
the
important.
screenshot. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like that either. The is the above cool with you? Like, if I've sent a video, usually the message I send after is, look, I know it's a bit jarring getting someone's face in your inbox when you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
But the gist of what I was saying was this.
Yeah.
And then it's personalised again.
I love that you say that, because that's exactly what I do with the very few voice notes that I send that don't get answered. I then follow up with, hey, you probably didn't have time to listen to it. Not much of a voice note person, it's fine, I get it. Exactly. This is what I was saying. And I think the problem with this is, again, it's just like the any thoughts in the subject line. Not only is it lazy, but this like generic. The thing for me is as well is like, we are inundated with not even cold outreach, just information on a daily basis. And what's happening is like our brains just have not evolved to cope with the amount of information we are getting from all angles at all times. And so what's annoying here is that you are, to put it in fancy terms, is you're creating more cognitive load for me.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily, because what you're doing is, by saying like any questions, any thoughts, is the above cool with you, what you're doing is basically is like, you're making me think, you're making me, do you know what I mean? You're making me put in this mental effort to be like, wait, who was this? What did they say? What did they
I need
want?
to go re-listen
What are they called?
to
Do I need to
it.
rewatch this? Are they cool? You need to, this is where it went the other way, the other extreme with the reply yes or no, because okay, what I do like in principle is that you are spoon feeding actions for me.
Yeah.
The problem is that the yes or no is just fucking late. It's like if you're asking someone out on the date, it's like, do you want to go on a date or not? Like,
Although I do quite like that. I do quite like that. I like it. I like the straightforwardness of that. No, but I think, but that's your closing, not opening. If you went up to someone at a bar and you went,
do you want to go on a date?
yeah, go on a date with me. No, that's not going to happen. Get away from me. But if you've been having a good conversation at the bar and you're getting on very well, and then you go on, have a date with me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ask for the ask. But in this, where we're still very early, you know, this is just the follow-up, the first
Your
follow-up.
eyes have just met across the bar.
All right, to continue the analogy. But what I would have preferred to make sure that, you know, we're not just here, you know, tearing other people apart, but actually giving, like, yeah, what would we do instead? What's actually helpful that people can go away and do here is, like we've said, summarize what you've said, either if I haven't watched it or just to kind of refresh my memory. Make it easy for the recipient to say yes. Yeah. It's like you talk about this as well, right? What's something they can easily say yes to? Yeah. Can I send you my media kit? Do you have 13 minutes for a call? Like, ask me something that's easily answerable that ideally you want to get a yes from. Yeah. But this...
It's lame. It's lame. It's not cool. It's lame.
And on that note, gang, don't be lame. If you've taken anything away from this episode, it's don't be lame.
Or lazy.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've enjoyed this, you have absolutely zero excuse to hit the like button, to hit the follow. Come on, it doesn't cost a thing and takes 2 seconds. Help us out. Look, we hope we've made you laugh. We hope that you've learned something from this. We hope that we've helped you actually apply some of these breakdowns and critiques into the work that you do. And look, I have ashamedly admitted to some things that I've got wrong. Like, we all make mistakes.
There's no shame in it. I send, you know, unpersonalized outreach. It's all about just how you do it and the effort that you put in to make it really, really good.
With that, thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.
Bye.